So this project, we are going to be adding color to this poster, but in a different way. The other project that we just finished, the version, was one in which you added colors by way of areas that were selected by the magic wand tool. So you have areas that were selected by way of the magic wand tool, selecting areas, dumping the colors in. This particular one I used 4 different colors other than the black. I don't have any of the white showing. So you can, for this second one, you can use the same colors or you can use different colors. It's really up to you. So, but you are starting with the same letters and you're starting with the same styles of letters, and the layout is the same. But the way in which we're going to be adding colors is going to be quite different. So we're going to make a new layer, and we're going to name this color, this layer, let's say we're going to start with yellow. And you are going to apply colors, but differently, as I said. You still are going to be applying all the colors to just that layer, but we're going to use the brush tool. So first we have our color selected. That one looks fine. And using the brush tool, we're going to basically just brush the color in the background. Now, if you wanted the color to be behind a specific word, you can do that. If you wanted them to be behind specific letters, you can do that. But notice I'm not really worried about keeping those colors in those spaces. So if you liked the way the last project looked, but you wanted it to be a bit looser, you can make the brush really small and you can brush into specific areas behind the letters. If you wanted to change the size, so what I'm doing is, first of all, I'm using a very hard brush, plain round brush. And what I can do is, using the brackets next to the P, the letter P on your keyboard, you'll see 2 brackets. The one to the left will make it smaller, the one to the right makes it bigger. So, like I said, if I liked the way that the other project looked, I can certainly go around and apply the colors behind the specific areas, but notice that I'm doing it in a little bit of a more stylized, pretty quick way. You know, I'm not so much worried about getting those spaces conforming to the lines. I'm kind of sort of coloring it in sort of messy, but if you wanted to be neat about it, you can certainly do it a little bit neater than I did. Or if you just wanted to go with the big brushes and just fill the color in, you can do that. So some people start making some shapes. Some people start making some little patterns and designs. So just don't go too nuts in the sense of it not having a sense of unity to it. You want to put the colors in with a little bit of order. Like, let's say you just want the colors to be behind in sort of slashes behind certain words. You can certainly do that. If you have way too much going on, you want to erase it, you use the eraser tool. The eraser works exactly the same way as the brush tool, in the sense that you can change the type of brush that you're using. You can also change the size of the brush by using the brackets next to the P. But it will remove it and it'll erase the color as long as you're on the layer that you have designated for that particular color. So once you have one color done, you want to have another color. Go to the new layer, pick a new color, and start applying it again. So this video is just kind of giving you the rundown of how this project's going to go. As far as new layer, new color. You want to add a new layer, you have a new color. You want a new color, you have a new layer. And once again, if you need to erase, you just hit the eraser tool, and you can erase certain areas as you want. All right. So the next video that I'm going to show you is going to talk about the different effects and different brushes that you can use just to make it look a little more stylized. But before I do, one last thing. Let's say that I want this blue to be up here. So you can actually color it. But let's say that you change your mind. You're like, oh, I actually want this letter I to be yellow. So if you go back to yellow and you use the color picker, and we grab the yellow, and then you start coloring it in and you're wondering why you can't color it, take a look at the layers here. I'm going to make the letters invisible. What I see here are two layers of the image. The blue layer is on top of the yellow layer. That's why if I start drawing anything that I draw underneath here in whatever color, I won't see it behind the blue. So for example, if I go with this, let's see, back the eyedropper, I found yellow, and like if I wanted to apply yellow on top of this blue here, notice it's not covering it. And the reason is that the blue is on top of the yellow, and I'm using the yellow color. If I switch the places, you can see now I can use yellow and color on top of it, but it goes on top of the blue. So in other words, if I wanted this here to be yellow, I would have to erase the blue from there. And if I erase the blue, you can see the yellow is behind it. So just pay attention to what you have here as far as your layers, as well as the order in which they are placed. So again, if you have a blue, the color blue is in front of the yellow, no matter what I color here in yellow, you will not see it, because it will not be able to be put in front of the blue. You see? You can color around the blue, but not in front. So just pay attention to that.